I now believe that Nigeria needs restructuring, Buhari says. President Buhari on Friday in Abuja says that contentious issues of restructuring through federalism or devolution of powers remains a constitutional matter with which only the National Assembly can deal, reiterating its position on devolving more power to the people. President Buhari receives members of the Nigerian Inter-Religious Council, led by co-chairman Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Alhaji Muhammad Abubakar, and also President of Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN), His Eminence Reverend Dr. Samuel Supu Ayokunle, at the State House. At the meeting, the President said, on the contentious issues of restructuring or through federalism or devolution of powers, like you all know, this is a constitutional matter with which only the National Assembly can deal. I remain an unapologetic believer in devolving power to the people, and that is why I signed the executive order granting autonomy to state legislature and judiciary. Unfortunately, this was met with some resistance at the state level and led to a more than 2-month strike actions and has caused the country a lot of pains. Luckily, the National Assembly has nearly completed the constitutional review process, which I hope would address some of the burning issues agitating the minds of our people. President Buhari issued that he assured that efforts are already on to create a more conducive environment to address both direct and indirect causes of challenges, including areas of job creation and employment generation. You can imagine. President Buhari just issued that effort and said that he has already created a more conducive environment to address more direct and indirect cause of challenges, including areas of jobs creation and employment generation, while appreciating religious leaders for their significant roles in the national development, particularly in shaping perspectives. Your role is critical in putting the correct perspective out of Nigeria. This is what Buhari have just told Nigerians. You can imagine. Referendum. Now Buhari is now giving up. Or should I say, has he given up? He can now come out and talk about restructuring of Nigeria or restructuring Nigeria. You can imagine. Buhari is a confused human being. He's a confused man. Let's stop deceiving ourselves. Whenever we listen or we hear anything, it's always Buhari says. Buhari cannot speak. The people that are talking on Buhari's behalf at the what do you call it, media secretary, Garba Shehu and Femi Adesina, that the ones talking on behalf of Buhari or whoever the person in Nassau Rock is. Referendum is what we need, not restructuring. Now he's coming out to say, okay, he has finally made up his mind, he has finally given approval that Nigeria will be restructured. Nigeria does not want restructuring anymore. What they want is referendum. What they want is referendum. They need referendum to determine their relationship. Yes. You can imagine. Majority of Nigerians live certainly for uncertainty if referendum is conducted. That is, some people don't really need referendum, why some people need restructuring. But out of 100%, 80% of them need referendum and not restructuring. Those that are clamoring for restructuring are the ones that don't even know from the left from the right, because they are being bribed. They are being bribed. They don't know what the right thing to do. That is it. So Buhari, as far as I'm concerned, for what I've just said, that he needs restructuring, is a pretense. It's pretense. It's pretending. He's the worst pretender of all time. But we believe that God is waiting for him at that junction. At the time, the God will start acting. Then you will see that everything he has been doing to the people of Nigeria will no longer be a thing of it now become a thing of seriousness. You start realizing that how had I know. You can imagine. No longer restructuring. People are saying that they need referendum. And referendum they will get. At the referendum table, let every Nigerian decide what they want. Enough is enough. This same Buhari that is speaking against Igbo is still speaking in support of restructuring. You can imagine. Which had been the bone of contention that many Igbo's elites have been clamoring for. He would have continued to oppose it so that he can wage that war he wants on Igbos. He seems to be too confused at times. He doesn't know what to say. That's why I say Buhari is a Confucianist. You can imagine. For what you have just said now, I know that this person that is called president is an unstable man. He's an unstable man. So he now knows the meaning of restructuring, right? He has not come out for a while now. When people are saying restructuring and referendum, he never came out to say anything. Now he's trying to do as if he is the president or is now the leader. He can now rule. When people have been insulting him, saying sort of things, clamoring for restructuring, clamoring for calling for freedom, referendum freedom and nation, Yoruba nation, he never came out. During the COVID-19, he never came to address. People were saying, come out to address, let us know if you are truly alive. He never came out. You can imagine. Now, he's coming out to say, oh, I finally made up my mind that Nigeria will restructure. You can imagine. Who advised him to say that? Who advised him to make up his mind? You can imagine. Our president is so converted and now born again. Is that what you say? If he's born again, he's not born again in other aspect, but he's just born again in making or even in saying things that he can never do. He's just saying restructuring. It's not just to come or sit down and start talking or start making promises. The most important, or the thing that what will make us to believe that President Muhammadu Buhari is really meant this restructuring of a thing is for him to take action, not just to talk. Let him take action. Let him take action. You can imagine. What this man is saying is not in any way the problems of Nigeria. That's why people are not even so serious about whatever he has just said. Why would this man and those his core oil think all right and let people live? Why can't they think the same and let people live and let there be peace in this country? You can imagine. You can imagine. This is coming too late. Referendum is the right way to go, not restructuring. It is too late to restructure. After Biafra nation, then you can now restructure. But for now, as long as Biafra has not gotten its independence and the Yoruba, then forget restructuring. We don't need restructuring any longer because it's too late now. When they were asking for restructuring, you never came out. You never said anything. Now that things are getting worse, out of hand, you're now coming to say restructuring. You have frustrated the lives of people. And you are suggesting that restructuring is what you have decided. No. What they need, what Nigeria need, what Biafra need now is referendum, and let everybody go its ways without violence or any war. The composition of this referendum isn't food or to be lopsided any longer. Enough is enough. So viewers, what is your take on this? Please, your comment on this is very much appreciated. What would you say concerning what Buhari have just said, the decision he just made about restructuring Nigeria. Your comments will be needed. Thank you.